Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk some District 2 track and field, AAA style. Pittston Area coach on the girls' side is Joe Struckus. And, Joe, I'm sure you're very proud of your young ladies. Some of them headed to Shippensburg University and some eye-popping performances by a couple of them. Let's first start with one of your jumpers, Olivia Jambra.
Yes, Olivia, this is going to be her third trip down the state. And she's been one of our veterans, as you could say, as a junior. She finally, she won the triple jump as a freshman. And last year she had a little trouble with she finished fifth. And this year she was intent on going back to Shippensburg and triple jump. Her goal was 37 feet. She finally got 37 feet on her second jump in finals. And then she's been seated first in the long jump the last 2 years, and she finished second to Wilson from Honesdale, and last year to Alyssa Smith, and she finally got over that hump and won the long jump also. She did an excellent job. And then she went over to high jump and took fourth place for us, which was big points for us at that point during the meet.
Talk about her work ethic and the type of leadership you get out of that junior. And you mentioned the experience she's had the last several years.
Yeah, she's an excellent worker. She's always the last jumper in the pit. She is constantly helping the younger girls. I mean, we had Sydney Williams there. She was a freshman, and she pretty much was helping her throughout the whole entire night. Sydney had an excellent night where, as a freshman, she made finals in both flights, and it was all pretty much Olivia helping her through that, telling her where she was on the board, getting her going. I mean, she was just excited to see Sydney also make finals as she was to place and go down the state.
Well, we head over to Madison Mimna, bursting onto the scene. And we had talked on the radio show, hey, this young lady just kind of starts the 400. And here she is with a district record and then, of course, the 800 victory as well. Tell us about the special runner.
Maddie is a phenomenal runner. We had her run 3 times in the 400 just during the season, and we seeded her, and we were going to see where she was at. We thought for sure that Paul was going to have one of his Bordeaux girls running in it, and he didn't seed her. He went after the 300, so it pretty much opened the door for Maddie right there, and she was phenomenal. We weren't expecting a district record, and she went out there and did it, and then to come back and win the 800, that was another big step for Maddie because now she was able to do 2 events. She's going down the ship for both events. And she started the night off by helping the girls place second in the 4x8 and hit a state qualifying time, which was an amazing thing. We weren't expecting that either because they were pretty much down and for the most of the season. And those girls stepped up and they finished second, and they're going down with Maddie also.
How about the times in the 400 for AAA? Led by Madison. Incredible times, great competition. That had to be so exciting. The DV girl is a stud, and of course the Lewis girl at North Pocono as well.
Yeah, there was a phenomenal race. I mean, Maddie took it out, and those 2 girls went with her, and it was nice to see Maddie. She was happy that she won. She actually put in the paper she was elated, and it was an amazing race. There's a nice photo on Penn Track of her and Katie Lewis coming down the stretch right at the finish line, and she's just been on cloud 9 since she won that 400, and it just helped everything else for her that night.
Well, Coach, I know you have some other girls that have had a nice year there at Pittston Area, and they may not be going to Shippensburg University, but I know you had some javelin throwers that did a good job. You have some young ladies in the high jump, the pole vault. So there's some girls working hard there at Pittston Area and just bettering their times or bettering their distances as well.
Yeah, we had an excellent shot in the jav where Taryn Ashby finished 4th and Allison Parent was 5th. I mean, that pretty much started setting the tone for the night. I mean, after they had 4th and 5th, Olivia hits her big jump and triple jump, and then Erin Sinise comes running over to me, and she finished 4th in pole vault. She finally beat her sister for the first time this year, and her sister finished 6th. I mean, it was like every time you turned around, someone was hitting a PR. They were doing their best, and they were placing in the district. We had kids coming out of the slow heat. Easton Ashby was in the second to last heat of the 300s, and she took an 8th place. And Allison Barber did the same thing coming out of the second last heat of the 400, and she took an 8th place. It was pretty much like everyone was stepping up. Every time you turned around, we had someone going after it, someone placing in the events. And by the end of the night, we were elated that we had, as Maddie would say, that we had the district title.
Joe Struckus here on the Joe Mendola Show, Pittston Area Girls Track and Field. Joe, what a year it has been, and memorable icebreakers, and you guys do so well at the Jordan Relays, and here you are at districts. I mean, things just continue to shine, and you're getting some great work ethic, and you're going to culminate it all at Shippensburg University, and hoping for some medal there for some of the young ladies.
Yeah, we're looking at that. We're waiting for those seats to come out. We're hoping that Maddie has a really good seat in the 4 and probably in the 8. And Olivia, with her 2 jumps, they should put her into the top flight. So we're hoping that those girls are definitely going to come out with something. And the same thing with the 4x8. I mean, to make it down there as a state qualifier and finishing second to that Great Wall and Paul Pack squad who went out and broke our district record. I mean, it's going to be an interesting couple days down there, and we're hopefully going to come home with the medals.
Yeah, Wall and Popak, a great job by them with their time of 9:25 and change. Pittston Area comes in second. And again, you mentioned that just a great day overall. Joe, it's been a pleasure, as always, talking with you on a couple different levels this year. We wish you well next week at Shippensburg University.
All right. Thank you, John.
Pittston Area Track and Field here on the Joe Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.